Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
You have to do better than that, or I'm leaving. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it is that important. What you just said, the good afternoon, why was even that one sentence important?
Because you can tell how we feel by that.
Your enthusiasm, right? When you greet people, good afternoon. How do you think they feel about coming to our campus? Doesn't feel very welcoming, does it? So we'll try it again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's much better. Hi, my name is Keith Woolrich, and hopefully over the next, how much time do I have, Dr. Hall?
An hour.
An hour. We're going to learn together. Believe it or not. We're going to learn together how we are going to enhance our customer service skills. And we're going to talk about how many customer service representatives we have on this campus. Think about it, how many we have. And they exceed just the Welcome Center, by the way. Matter of fact, I'm sorry,
17 of them up there?
17. That's only a small fraction of our customer service representatives we have. Just a small fraction. I'm going to submit to you, we got 30,000. I'll prove it to you later in the slides. Next slide, please. Get a little bit about me. Back up.
Whoa. My mouse went
Back
crazy.
up.
Sorry, it wasn't me, really. Wasn't
You
using.
back up.
Yep.
Back up. Back up.
Yeah.
Back up. There we
There
go.
we go.
Little bit of who's in front of you? Why is he able to do this? What makes him qualified to do this? Just a little bit about me. I've sat on the Panama Buena Vista Union School District Board for 2009, believe it or not. That means I deal with a lot of people in the customer service representatives, right? All you parents that go to Reagan, Miller, Stein, Sandrini, Actis, you're my students and you're my customers, believe it or not. If you check your 8th grade diploma, if you went to those schools, after 2009, I signed it. You were my customer. After that, I'm a graduate of the University of Washington Pacific Coast Banking School. I'm trained to be a bank president, believe it or not. Which means I had to learn a lot about customers and how to deal with people, both internal and external. Next, I received my MBA from National University. In the master's program, we dealt with this subject matter. Been at BC since 2019, and I've loved every single moment of it. And I'm also the owner of 5 Pillars and Associates, which is an online training academy, which I do this in the summertime. But before having the fortunate and wonderful opportunity of coming to Bakersfield College, I was a vice president of banks for Wells Fargo, Rabobank, and Union Bank of California, Union Bank. So I've been a banker. This is my second career. This is number 2 for me. So I come from private sector, private enterprise. And in the summer times when I'm not in B1, number 4, or Suite D, I'm in front of who? Customer. In front of customer. So I do this for a living. This is what I do. Next slide, please. And that's not the next slide. There it is. So, for those of you here, what's your definition of customer service? Again, my seminar, I come from a Baptist background. So it means when I ask a question, for those of you here, I expect an answer. And those of you who don't know our Welcome Center, for those of you who are online, our Welcome Center is here. So they're going to be our audience that's going to be answering these questions. So, what's your definition, young man, of customer service?
Customer service is speaking to someone that walks up to you and being able to provide them a service effectively and efficiently. We're also making sure that they feel that the customer is taken care of.
Okay, like that. What's your definition of customer service?
Making sure you help them with their needs.
Making sure you help them with their needs. I like that. What's your definition of customer service?
Going beyond their customer service expectations.
Okay, and how would we find out about those needs and expectations? and wants by asking what?
Questions.
Questions, and we're gonna talk about that before we end today. So we make sure we're solving the right issue. Any times you ever solved the wrong problem up front at the Welcome Center? Yes, haven't you? Because we didn't ask the right question. We'll get there. Next slide. All right, what do all of these companies have in common? Just, so for those of you that are in the audience, please, throw them out, go.
They all got customers.
They all got customers, yes, what else?
Sales.
Sales, what else? Throw them out. Ritz-Carlton, Nordstrom, Tiffany, Rolls-Royce, Amazon Prime, what are they known for?
Customer service.
Premier quality, what else?
Customer reviews.
Good customer reviews, what else?
Top-notch
Demands.
service, I guess. They have great customer, Amazon does have great customer service, I'll tell you that.
Okay, what else?
Meeting demands. Meeting demands.
Meeting demands, yes. What else? Go to us. Go to us. What are these companies going, anybody ever stay at the Ritz-Carlton?
Are they rich?
Oh, they very wealthy company.
Sounds pretty rich.
Anybody stay at the Ritz? What's it like when your experience at the Ritz? It's badass, that's exactly right. Tell us a little bit about it if you don't mind sharing.
When you walk in, it doesn't matter who you are, if you walk in there and you're standing, they treat you very importantly, top-notch quality, everything is clean, everyone is professional, everyone knows what they're doing. You get your money's worth.
Say that again, everyone's what?
Everyone's professional,
Professional,
everyone is well-dressed,
well-dressed,
well-informed,
well-informed,
well-spoken.
well-spoken.
They are looking out for the customer but it's that next level.
The next level. And that's what I want to talk to us about, that they've taken BC to the next level. And what does that look like? What does the next level look like?
Ritz-Carlton service.
Ritz-Carlton service, Rolls-Royce service. Who's all shopped at Nordstrom? What's Nordstrom's customer service like? You shop there. I'm not talking about the one in Bakersfield, the one in Palm Springs. What's it like?
Very nice.
Very, very nice. It was maybe 20 years ago, I was going in and Elizabeth Taylor was coming out. That's who shops there, right? She got the treatment. Does that make any sense what I'm saying? But what's their return policy like?
No questions asked.
Say it again?
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Anything that,
Zero.
anything. Doesn't matter how
Top-notch
long.
customer service.
I like Costco.
What is Tiffany's known for?
New box.
Come on, me, Esther, what is Tiffany's known for?
Jewelry.
The bling, right? Walk into a Tiffany's to see how you're treated. Walk into that dealership to see how you're treated. You say, well, because they got lots of money, so we treat them well. What difference does it make? A customer's a customer. And especially at a community college, we accept who? Everybody, don't we? So even though they may not have millions, they still have value. Do they not? So we treat them as if they have value. No matter who they are. Everybody who takes the time to come up Panorama Boulevard, right? And park and come see you, they deserve what? Starts with an R. Respect. Even when they're not being respectable. Because at the Ritz-Carlton, you can cut up, they will still treat you with what?
Right.
Respect. We don't have an attitude. Girl, they just get on my nerves. We're gonna talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. about the importance of emotional intelligence in customer service. Yes, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, yes?
Yes.
Next slide, please. All right, so why is this important? So this course may be new for some and a refresher to others. That's very sensitive today, isn't it, Dave? Back up a slide, please.
Whoa, sorry about that.
No problem. Back up a slide. Back up a slide.
Button, but nothing.
That's all right. We're patient in customer service, aren't we? Back up a slide. Back up a slide. Back up, there we go. All right, this is gonna be new for some. How many of you all have a customer service job outside of BC? Someplace that you have to deal with the general public. All right, wonderful. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, are all the people that you've dealt, are they all nice and kind and surreal and pleasant?
No.
No, why?
People just have bad.
Some people are just bad. Let's just be honest, not just today. That's just their temperament. That's who they are, right? But they're still our what? Our customers. And they deserve what?
Respect.
Because you do know the adage, hurting people hurt people. You've heard that before, haven't you? Hurting people hurt people. And sometimes they may just be having a bad day, and you're the first person they come to. When I was a branch manager, my tailors used to take it all the time. I said, don't take that personally. You don't know what that phone call was before they came up and saw you. Does that make sense? And you're just the first person, man, that they had to deal with. Remember that. People have lives before they get to our campus, when they leave our campus. You may be the only face that treats them with respect all day.
So you could essentially change their day. You could change their mind.
You have that much impact in your role, for the better or for the worse, based on how you greet someone, based how you treat someone. And we're gonna continue to go there because and I would suggest to you, we got 30,000 customer service representatives. That everybody on this campus is a customer service representative. All of us, Dr. Hall, have a role to play. Yeah. Improving the college's image with our customers. You know, when we make a mistake or we don't do something well on campus, when they go back to where they live, you do realize they don't say your name messed up. What's your name again?
McKinsey.
They don't say Mackenzie treated me bad. You know what they say? Them people at Bakersfield College. Them people, right? They don't say your name. Mackenzie wasn't awful. They say Bakersfield College was so rude to me. And then what's the reputation we get in the community? Huh?
Yeah.
So when you think you're not as genteel as you need to be, they don't say your name. They say them people at BC. And that's how we get our reputation. Yes, yes. Where did my crowd go?
Yes.
Huh? Our responsibility is bigger than just our job.
Yeah, cause they could say the same thing differently. They could say, hey, BC lets anybody in, or BC lets anybody in.
Depends on how we treat people.
Yeah.
From the president on down, they say BC. Again, when we do things well here, we are a more efficient place of employment and place of learning. Because we're all doing it the same way. They're more efficient at Ritz-Carlton, aren't they? Because they're doing it the same way that they has a standard. So I asked my welcome sender, what's your standard? I asked the business department, what's the standard? The athletics department, what's the standard? Have you even thought about the standard? And if so, we may need to create some standards for customer service. Like when you walk in certain stores or operations, everyone says good morning within 3 feet of one another. There's operations that way. I know when you walk into the bank, someone walks in, we always had to walk up as a customer, as the manager and say, good morning. There's standards. What's your standard, McKenzie, for your team?
They walk in and we say, welcome. How can I help
Welcome.
you?
How soon?
Immediately,
Good. How many rings did the phone take before we pick up?
no more than 3,
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I know you know.
fast as they can run through
Hmm?
sometimes.
What's the standard, athletics department?
No more than 3.
I'm gonna call tomorrow. I'm gonna walk in tomorrow. And every department needs that standard. The BC way. Next slide, please. All right, so who are our customers? I would posit to you, parents are our customers that are sending their children here. Are they not our customers? Yes. The community, are they not our customer? Yes. How many people are in the Kern County area that we serve? Over 1 million? We got 1 million customers. I want that includes our parents. Students, how many students do we have? What's our student body, Dr. Hall?
Close to 40,000.
40,000. They may not be here all at one time. We have 40,000 customers, Welcome Center. Yeah, let's think beyond those that just walking through the door. 40,000 in potential encounters where you can make or break the impression. Make or break the impression. Again, they don't say Deanna did it. They said, them people up there at BC. The counseling center. I'm gonna pick on my friend that's in the counseling center. Them people in counseling mean. Them people in counseling don't help nobody. Is that what students say? When they don't get the customer service don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. We've all said it, haven't we? The people in the food service, yes, yes.
Yes.
Employees, our students, excuse me, we talked about them, employees, and I spelled correctly. How many employees do we have?
Over 3,000.
Over 3,000. I would suggest to you, we as employees are each other's customer. You have external customers and we have internal customers. How do we treat each other? I would hope so. Because if we don't, guess who gets the brunt end of it? Other people. Because we're having a bad day. We're human, right? We take, help you. After I've gotten an argument with you. Does that make any sense what I'm saying? We take it out on the next customer. Right? Oh, they looking at me like I've said something foul. Because we've all been there, haven't we? We've gotten into a conflict with a colleague. And then we got to pick up the phone and it carries over to that conversation. They're not going to say amen, but that's okay. We're all guilty in every department on this campus. That's why I'm saying it's just not the Welcome Center. That's our employees. We all share in this role, the BC way, from the president's office to the maintenance office, to the dean's office, to the food service, to the athletic department. We all are customer service representatives. We all must own this. Professors, we must own it. Students, you talk about us professors, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We're all each other's customer, ladies and gentlemen. All each other's customer. Both externally and internally. The next conversation will be about teamwork and collaboration. How do we get along? Because how we get along affects how we treat these people, does it not? Yes. That's part two, Dr. Hall.
All right.
Next question, next slide. So again, how many customer service representatives do we have on this campus?
40,000.
40,000. We have 40,000 customer service representatives from the president's office to every department on this campus, to his faculty, as students. We're each other's customer. That's how many we have. Because we are the representatives of Bakersfield College in the eyes of all of our stakeholders. And they just don't say your name, excuse me, pointing. They say them people up there at BC. Do they not? They not. So again, from M&O, food service, business department, welcome center, athletic, name a place on this campus. We're all our representatives. Yes, we are our brother's keeper. Yes, I am. Next one. All right. So the staff is the first line of defense, I would say. I got the welcome center here for those of you that are online. You are our first line of defense. From when the general public comes to this campus. You set the attitude and the perspective of what people think of us. Your job is extremely important. You set the tempo. You set how they're going to be treated once they leave there to when they're out here. Or when they go next to, because you have to give directions a lot of times, don't you? Where's counseling? Where's financial aid? Where's that, right? You go, it's over there. Or, let me walk you there. I got 5 minutes. Let me just walk you there. Which one would you prefer? It's over there.
Yes.
Go down the hall, 3 boards. It's over there. We're laughing like, we ain't talk to anybody like that, especially when they're on your nerves. Can I help you? Welcome to the Welcome Center. That's warm. You're the first impression of what it's like to be a student here at Bakersfield College. Highly important, because guess what? People have choices. Do they not? Students have choices, do they not? Especially post-COVID. I can attend a community college online in California, anywhere. Can I not? Can I not live in Bakersfield and enroll somewhere in Sacramento City College? I can choose where I decide to go to school. We can't forget that. People have choices and they vote with their dollar. I don't like it here, I go somewhere else.
I like that. I always say that.
People vote with their dollar, especially in education too. You disrespect me, that's fine. I go to Sac City. I go to Taft. I go to somewhere in San Diego. I have options. Especially online now. Yes, yes. That's how we treat people, ladies and gentlemen. Say this again. For many, you are the most pleasant person they may see all day. Have you ever thought of that? You, young lady, may make or break somebody's day. Just maybe your smile, your demeanor. How may I help you? Man, I done had a rough night. Does that make any sense what I'm saying? Or the last time I was up here 20 years ago, they treated me just so abruptly. And they have this image in their mind. But the way you come across can make or break or make a change. And that's in every department that's listening on this campus. Yes, yes?
Yes, yes.
Because we're all human. All of us are human. We have good days, we have bad days, do we not? Everybody, I can say with some level of certainty, wants to be treated with dignity and respect. Can I say that safely? No matter what, where, or who you are, respect and dignity. And it's our job. It's also our privilege. We are able to do that. Next slide, please. All right, again, I've alluded to it earlier. What are some of the fundamental needs of customers? First of all, to feel welcome. You sat down at a diner or restaurant. That from the minute that maitre d' and that server greets you, it sets the tone for the evening, doesn't it? We all set the tone. We all set the tone. No matter what door you walked in on this campus, from Dr. Demanya's office again, to the president's office, to the welcome center, to the athletic department, we all want to feel welcome when we walk through those doors. We all have this responsibility. People want to be understood. Who here does not want to be understood? So the same thing you feel as an individual, as a consumer, the person on the other side of the phone or desk wants the same. No matter what department you're in, no matter what your office is, no matter what your title is. People want to retain their dignity, do they not? Who wants to be talked down to? Now, you know, for those of us that are on a college campus, we have reputations of being uppity. Many of us. Them people up there think they're better than everybody else. Because they go, Mr. College. Sometimes we do portray that, ladies and gentlemen. If we're honest. We're not careful. Especially for a lot of our students, they're first generation college students. We don't know the college deal. We don't know the conversations they had about worldview going to school. Does that make sense? We have to overcome a lot when they walk through these doors. And one is dignity. Next is to obtain assistance. People are here for one reason, to obtain what? And assistance means what? Help. That means I'm being vulnerable. I need your help, man. I don't need an attitude. I need your help. That means we must come with the level of what starts with an H? Humility. Humility. I read somewhere, he who wants to be the greatest among you is the greatest servant. Read that somewhere. And guess what we are as customer service representatives? It's in the word. Servants. Yeah. We're servants. We're servants first. And the last is to be valued. Who here wants to have value or to be shown value? By a show of hands. If you do, I would suggest that you, our customers, do. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
So we must set the tone. We must set the tempo. Remember, it's embedded in the terminology. Customer service means what? Servants. It's embedded in the job title, both to our external customers and our internal customers. We serve one another the BC way. Next slide, please. All right, so again, some more practical stuff. Welcoming and helpful staff members. Get our front desk personnel, greet students, and I will say the general public, with a smile and offer assistance. How? What's the word? Proactively. We take the initiative to be helpful. Yeah, we take that's the way. That's what they're not waiting around for you to ask at Ritz-Carlton, are they? They almost anticipate the need. That's what the great do. The great do. Here's one. Faculty and staff are approachable, empathetic, willing to go what? The extra mile to help who? Students succeed. Now, I may get some emails from my faculty when I get back. That's my job. That's my job, is to do more than just teach content. That's what we're here for. Who are my customers? If I'm faculty, who are my customers? The students. If you had my Business 20 class, you know how I feel about that. I teach that my students are my customers because they can choose to go any other place. Yes, so faculty and staff, this is what we are paid to do. Go the extra mile to help to the customer, which is you, student. Now, I'm sure I may get some, and my colleagues haven't cussed me out in the chat yet, have they?
No.
Yeah. Campus security, maintenance, staff, all of the other sundries. They're here to serve, to keep this place, our place safe and secure, friendly environment that people want to be here. Again, the customer has a what? A choice. They have a choice. They can go anywhere now, especially with online. You can attend community college anywhere now. People have a choice. If you ain't gonna treat me well at BC, I just vote with my dollar. I'll take my financial aid somewhere else. They have the option. So let us not think and get so entitled and comfortable that we forget that fact. People have choices. So all of us, how many customer service representatives do we have? 40,000. 40,000. Next slide, please. All right. So clear and timely communication, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the Welcome Center. This is all departments. Let's answer emails, phone calls, and inquiries that are answered promptly and professionally. There's a difference between good morning, welcome to Bakersfield College, and good morning, welcome to Bakersfield College. There's a huge difference. And you can tell by the tone of an email if somebody's pleasant and kind or very thankful. And you're not? Clear and timely communications. Here we go. My departments provide clear instructions on enrollment, financial aid, academic advising to minimize confusion. Let's take the pain out the process. Where do we have pain points that we can ease the pain points? How many times students have come up, where is this officer? Where do I get this done? We all should know. We all should know. It's that building, go that one's here, it's there. Take the pain out so they get a BC experience, so they go back and tell the community, man, they on their job up there. Because again, people have what? Choices. Right. Clear and timely communication, signage around our campus is easy to read to help students navigate facilities efficiently. I don't know what that process is like here, but it's something to think about if it could be better. So people know where to go. We make it easy on the customer. Again, if you see the 40,000 as consumers, you think differently. Because we're consumers, all of us. So I like the signages here, but where else can we improve? We got wonderful buildings, do we not?
Yes.
We got wonderful facilities. $250 million was spent on these facilities. You heard me correctly, $250 million. Of whose money, by the way? The taxpayer, because we passed the bond. So we're using whose money? Yours. Using yours. Aren't you taxpayers? Uh-huh. Property owner? Kern County? Thank you. Thank you. So that's why when they come up to this campus, we spent these people's money. Because they could have voted what? No. So let's not become What's the word I'm looking for? So proud, entitled. All of these facilities were paid for by the residents of Kern County. They deserve proper service, do they not?
Yes.
Because their voice could have said no. Could have said, that welcome center, they could have said no to. This facility, they could have said no to. The new gym we got, they could have said, nah, we good. Because there may be a time we're gonna go back to the public, isn't there? And they may remember how you treated him. I ain't gonna vote yes. I remember how that student worker was up there. One no can cost you an election. That's why it all matters. It all matters. All right, next slide, please. Again, I love this slide. Why do I love this slide? This is my favorite slide. It's my baby right there. I had to put her up there.
Aw.
That's when she was here for 2 years. Now she's a senior at San Diego State. So I had to put that one up there. That's presenter privilege. Yes, so she's doing this. She's transferred on well. She worked in the counseling department. So we're done with it. That's Courtney.
Okay.
Courtney is my baby. Yes. So again, what else? That good customer service includes a very inclusive and supportive environment. Despite people's background, despite who they are. That we provide resources for diverse student needs, including mental health support, financial aid, guidance, and disability service. We do a good job of that here at BC. But here's the thing, let's not rest on our laurels. Where can we get better? There's a book called Good to Great. Bakersfield's good. Where can we go to great? And I asked all those listening department heads, where can your department go from good to great? Think about it. You're good, go from great. Then once you get to great, start over at good and build from there. It's the Japanese principle of Kaizen, which is constant improvement. Where can Bakersfield College constantly improve in all of these areas? Where can you constantly improve in your customer service skill? You can learn this, by the way. There's courses on this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna plug our business department, or my department chair will eat me up if I don't. We have a certificate in customer service in the business pathway. We teach this. And inclusive and supportive environment. Student concerns are addressed with understanding and respect. Understanding and respect. Understanding and respect. And our policies prioritize equity and accessibility. We are meeting people where they are. And good customer service in a university setting, college setting, inclusive and supportive environment. Now, my students, do you feel supported? This is for my students. Do you all feel supported?
Yes.
If not, bad news is good news in customer service too, because I will know where to improve. Do we do surveys? Let's start maybe thinking about doing surveys to find out what the customer is thinking. And that's in all of our departments. We don't know. Sometimes bad news is good news. Why? Because now we can fix it, or we will continue doing something that nobody wants or appreciates. So getting bad news, department heads, is a good thing. You're getting feedback so that you can fix what's wrong for those department heads that are listening. That's why you take those surveys when you go to Wendy's or Fridays. Or what's another restaurant in town? You know, at the end of the meal, with the thing, and they ask you, would you take 5 minutes to take the survey? Carl's Jr., wherever you go, or you dial a 1-800 number, if you stay on the line for a customer service survey, they want to know where they can improve. How do we know if we're hitting the mark, Dr. Hall? We don't. We don't. I think all of our departments need to create a survey. Because we maybe think we're doing just fine. Because we've had no complaints. Just because you have no complaints don't mean you're doing it well. Don't make that assumption. The customer just chose not to say anything. But they may not tell you, but they'll tell 30 others in the community. Yes, yes.
Yes.
You had the bad meal. Oh, it was just fine. Then you went on Yelp and let them have it. Next slide. Please. So here's the problem-solving mindset as we come rapidly to a conclusion. Chris, I'm glad that my welcome center is here. Anybody who's answering a phone or instead of saying, I don't know, have the staff say, what? Let me find out for you.
Yeah.
In my class, we have this, I have the word of the day, the quote of the day, and the news story of the day. When a student isn't prepared, they never tell me they don't know. What do you say? You remember?
How was it? It was. I'll find out for you and get back to you.
Yes, or I'm not prepared to make a statement at this time. Then I ask, when will you be prepared to make a statement, right? You never tell a customer you don't know.
One of the good things, if you don't know, that's a great question. Let me see if we can find that out.
Yes. Give me a minute. I'll be right back with an answer for you. Good from great, ladies and gentlemen. Then departments collaborate to ensure students don't get shuffled around for answers. There's nothing worse. They sent you somewhere, they sent you somewhere else, you go somewhere else, right? Who's been through a maze of being lost on this campus at least once? By a show of hands. And then you say, well, they told me over there, right?
Yep.
How frustrating is that? Extremely. So imagine you're a first-time student here. Right? And you get bounced around. It's frustrating. And some people, they'll just say, what? Forget it. I'll wait the next semester. And for many, that semester never comes. Because we bounced them around. It means generations could have been impacted. Because you do realize your college educations are your license to compete. It's a game changer.
Lost a customer.
We lost the customer and we probably changed the generation adversely. Because we bounced them around. We've all been bounced, right?
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, isn't it? You get to the counter, it's the wrong paper. You need to go to me, but they told me to come over here. To our departments. We probably need to do a flow chart. We need to do a chart. What's the flow of information? So we know how to solve the problem. We're touching at least no more than one time. Increases our effectiveness and our efficiency, which saves us money, by the way. That's the business side of me. Again, when issues arise, staff takes ownership. This is for my department heads. And works toward a what? Own it. It's your department. The buck stops with who? The department chair. If it goes bad, Mackenzie, I'm sorry. It's yours. At the hall? It's yours. Yes. Dr. Demanya? It's yours. We have to take accountability and responsibility. That's what good companies do. That's what the great ones do. The owners, the leaders take accountability and responsibility. We don't point the finger. Yes, yes?
Yes.
Next. All right. One of the key characteristics, as again, I sound like a Baptist preacher as I'm coming to a close. Emotional intelligence. Key characteristic if you're going to be in customer service. You must be self-aware. Know your triggers. You know what type of person gets on your last nerve. You know what bothers you. Be aware of, know your triggers, ladies and gentlemen. We can do a whole course on emotional intelligence. Matter of fact, we have a module in my BSAD 20 class. We talk about your emotional intelligence. Because you're dealing with people, and some people are not always kind and nice. More different than you. You got to know what triggers you. Self-management. Some folks, yes, will get on your last nerve. They will get under your skin. They will tick you off. Student, professor, colleague, why? Because we're all what starts with an H. Human. What's your emotional intelligence and self-management skills? Do you have some? Maybe we need to teach them on this campus. We teach it. And social awareness. Look for clues when providing service. You can tell when somebody's lost, can't you? What are they doing? They're just kind of looking around, hoping someone would take the initiative. Welcome center. This is a big old place for some people, right? This is huge. The first time I walked in this campus, I was like, where do I go? Right? Where do I go? I looked at the map and said, well, you are here. Well, where's here? Where's here? Totally lost. Out of love. To have somebody in a BC shirt or something, sir, you look like, how can I help you? It's kind of a customer service rep that's riding around. Well, we have, I think we do have them. They drive the carts. I just gave them a new job. They see someone lost. Hey, where you want to go? Let me help. Let me take you there. Takes it to the next level. Hop in. It's on the other side of campus, my man. Hop in. Now, wouldn't that be an impression?
Yes. That's customer service.
That's customer service. Especially, a lot of times we have guest speakers come to this campus, right? They lost. Maybe we have a shuttle for our guest speakers and visitors. I'll take you to the business department. I'll take you. First, you gotta go, you parked over here, you gotta go clear over there. You're gonna get lost, right? I'll take you. Now, imagine you had a bank president or a CEO of a company that was shuttled. What do him or her think they'll go back and tell their people about BC?
You should go present.
Man, they, oh my goodness. Maybe. Just saying. Would go a long way in that image of BC, would it not?
Yes.
If you were a guest speaker or CEO or a guest of some prominence, right? All right, social awareness, guys. Self-management and self-awareness. Who can control all of this?
Us.
You. You have an impact on all of this. I lost my crowd. Are you thinking, ladies and gentlemen, on where you may have to improve? Because who all could use some improvement in this area by a show of hands? No, don't show your hand, wiggle your big toe. You don't want to tell on yourself. Just wiggle your toe. Yeah, you just don't tell on yourself. But I will say I'm first. I can grow in all these areas. I can grow in all these areas. Next slide. All right, again, 4 basic steps. Excellent customer service. This is campus-wide. Listen, how many times have we formed an answer before the question was presented? And we solved the wrong problem. And then once you ask the question, you get the question posed to you, turn around and summarize it. Did I hear you say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that you were looking for the dean's office? You were looking for counseling? You were looking for financial aid? You were looking for the athletic department? Summarize the question. That makes sure, that's more for you. To make sure you're solving the right problem. And provide a solution and work together, whatever that issue is. Because there's so many different issues you all, especially at the Welcome Center, you're facing. The computer don't work, their passcode don't work. What are some other issues that come up in the Welcome Center? Their ID isn't taken. I don't know what all you do, but there's a lot of issues, right?
Application delays,
Application-
registration errors.
But they told me to send it. Who's they? Right? I did what they told, that pronoun they. Right? Especially when you're dealing with financial aid, right? Because it don't process clogs, doesn't it? And the financial aid clogs, because of something we could do differently, they maybe can't get their bucks, huh? If they can't get their books, they can't get the course content, can they? If they don't get the course content, they may not get what? Pass the class. Think that far down the line. And it could be as simple as a check mark. Or click. That you, oh, I see what you missed. And if possible, if you see them again walking, just follow up. Did that work out well for you? You see, especially you students. Hey, I saw you on, hey, how did it go? Now you've got a customer. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, how did it work out? Is that correct? You follow what I'm trying to convey here. That's in every department, not just the Welcome Center. Because how many customer service representatives do we have on this campus? 40,000. We all have a role to play. We all have a role to play. Next slide, please. Again. So what does excellent customer service look like at Bakersfield College? And it starts with each and every one of us. Excellent customer service here at Bakersfield College ensures that students, faculty, and visitors feel valued, supported, and empowered. It's about creating a welcoming and efficient environment that enhances the student, and I should have chose customer experience. I do this for another college, I'll change that word. Thanks. Because we're all customers, are we not?
Yes, sir.
Internally and externally. Any question? Did we add value? Yes. Did I give you something to think about, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Am I asking you to do it all tomorrow?
No.
But can you just choose one thing and work on that?
Yeah.
Any questions in the chat?
Not yet.
Well, if not, that's the end of my time. I thank you all for your.
Ooh.
Thanks, everybody, for joining on Zoom and in person. Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can see you. Yeah. I see you around. Okay. Right. Take care. Take care.
I'll be right back.
Customer service definitely, but yes, it is the most important thing. Yes. You're welcome.
One way to make things better, there's kind of ways to go. I need someone up here and down there to make sure this works out.
Good to see you, Mackenzie. Great job with everybody at the Welcome Center. So glad you guys came.
Yes.
Hi, Dad. Bye.
please
Do
understand.
you guys